The Crazy Ride.
Yeah, the Crazy Ride.
Yeah. So Erwan founded the organization that then became One Taste. And when I met Erwan, he was in that relationship. So the woman who started One Taste, Nicole, had asked to teach with him. So they were teaching together for 6 months. And this is like when I get involved with Erwan, okay? It was freaking crazy. So I remember this one day, we were like starting to date, and Erwan lived in Brisbane. And he ran these 2 houses that were like a couple of blocks from each other. And there were like 14 people that lived in one house and 10 people in the other house.
Too many people to be in
there were lots of people in this house, in these houses, and they were studying extended orgasm, and they were producing these courses that you were teaching, and it was this whole scene. So, so the house that Erwan lived in was like out of the 70s, okay? It was like mauve carpeting and like wood paneling on the walls and mirrors like everywhere. I mean, I went into, there was a bedroom where there were mirrors on the ceiling.
That was Ray's room.
Yes, I was Ray's room. Ray, I will tell you about in a minute. So I go over to Erwan's. This is like the second time I'd been there or something. I was kind of nervous because like there was a lot going on in this house. And so I would drive to his house from North Berkeley all the way to Brisbane. And like when I crossed the bridge, I would feel it. I'm like, oh my God. I would start to feel like excited and kind of high. And wow, I was about to go have a good time. And I show up and I knock on the door and nobody answers. And I'm like, oh God, I felt awkward. So I go around to the garage and it's open. And I walk in and there's this 84-year-old man. I didn't know 84, but he looks 84. He's 84 doing his laundry in the garage. And this is Ray. So this is Ray, one of the people that Erwan learned from. And he was like tall with white hair and had this long white robe. He looked like God, or whatever, that image.
He often wore only white or only black.
Yeah, he was really out there. Yeah. And I mean, talk about, so this was an interesting piece. So I look at him and I was like, wow, he kind of has sex appeal. Tonight is about sex appeal. And like, we have these stereotypes in our minds, and we reach a certain age and we don't have sex appeal or something. No, he had it. And I was like, is Erwan here? And he was like, hey, honey. And I was like, hi. And he's like, oh yeah, go on in. And I like hear moaning from one room and like laughing in another room. And there's people like in a hot tub outside. And I was like, okay. So I start like moving through the house. And I'm like, where is this from again? And I go upstairs. And this woman comes out from another room and was like, I feel so good. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, I think this is Erwan's room, and I knock on his door, and he opens it, and he's like, hello, I'm so glad to see you, and oh my God, the women in this house have been coming all day, and like, what's that? And I was like, cool, awesome, and it was like outside my box, I love sex, and it was like outside of my box what was happening, but the thing that I loved was the energy. It was like bright and warm, and people were happy and like communicating and hanging out. And it was having the experience of being with Erwan at that time and experiencing that community of people where I learned what sex appeal really is, like what turn on is, what it can be, like the possibility for all of us. So sex appeal. So what is it? It is your ability to turn someone else on. That's what it is. I mean, it's like, okay, being turned on is being in your senses and then having that polarity, that sexy, that opposites. I mean, like I told you, Ray had sex appeal. He was very in his senses and in his body, and he was aware of the masculine-feminine dynamic that's going on all the time, and he engaged me in that, He had that. All of us have the opportunity to have that, which is really awesome.